Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Mystic Moons. Still in the middle of winter. It's actually the beginning of winter. We've had snow after snow after snow below zero where I am. So it feels like it's been going on for too long. Too long. But for those of you who aren't experiencing this type of weather, well, bravo. I'm glad. For those of you who are, well, we'll just get through this, right? But then again, there's more things to think about. Or maybe colder makes you more contemplative. Thinking, you can't help but think, especially when it's very cold outside. As everybody knows, things are totally crazy on planet Earth. And of course, I'm broadcasting from the northeastern part of the United States. And the United States is a total loony bins. It's a lunatic asylum here. You've read all the things in the paper, and you wonder why so much agitation. We have leadership that wants to conquer the world, at least certain sectors. No, there's no limit. There's no limit. And you would think that the United States, actually being just 4% of the world's population, and to be so aggressive about this and that and this and that, and we got this and we must, it's makes everyone on the planet feel uneasy. The citizens of the United States are no different. Something's going on. And did you ever wonder, maybe leadership around the world is under a peculiar type of pressure, that they're so afraid of this pressure and so perplexed and burdened by this pressure, they don't even tell the people who these leaders are supposed to represent. And I say that hypothetically, about what's really going on. You know, just about every country has some sort of space ambitions or program. Do we, as listening populations, hear about it? We just hear the little snippets. I mean, we hear like the Q-tips of what's really being done. We hear the little pebbles, the little buttercups of what's really going down. And that is something that should alarm all of us, because when you're not given the knowledge, then you're not really being treated as real people, right? So how can, if you're not being treated as a real person, that means you're not able to utilize your full human capacities, your full human potential. You can never bring the kundalini into reality, your reality. You become like little children because you're so crippled and handicapped. It's just almost as though you can say we're so special, not in a good way, that we can't handle. Well, put that aside for a moment. But let's get back to the space program, the secrecy, the money, the trillions and trillions, the billions and billions, definitely in the billions and billions of whatever country you live in, whatever denomination, francs, rubies, dirhams, dollars, pesos, it doesn't matter. They all have something going on, and the money's been squared away. And we hear all these things, drug money. We hear all these excuses for like where these profits or assets or squirreling away, robbery, you can say that in one way, because we're not being told what it's used for, goes to. So this whole thing of keeping us in a 3D reality. But you know, a 3D, we know as humans, without special guidance, we're inclined to stay in a 3D mind control reality, right? We eat, sleep, defecate. That's it. And procreate, some of us. But that's kind of like in the eat and defecate. You get what I mean. Basic. I mean, and that whole caveman from the monkeys. I mean, all this ties into each other. And then we have the glorification of our spirits tied up in regimentation. It's all, your parents did it, your grandparents did it, and so forth and so on. It's a game of chance, depending on where you were born and what household you came from. Now, we already know that there's trillions of dollars missing into these secret space programs. I mean, even the United States, for instance, they have Space Force. Now, if you ask a common person, what does Space Force do? They go, I don't know. We know they're up to something because it's been, the United States went to the moon 53 years ago. Did you get that? 53 years ago. Now, whether you believe they actually went to the moon is irrelevant. Something happened, you know damn well. But the fact that it's been 53 years and nothing has been publicly announced, that's the tooth fairy. That's Santa Claus coming down your chimney. It's all these things. Well, let's put our thinking hats with our psychic abilities and let's take an investigation into what's really happening, because there's a lot happening, and we have to understand that the pressure that these leaders are under, because some of them actually have a clue or intel about what's happening. You can't be that stupid, even if you want to be. Somebody is pulling the strings. Somebody is behind the curtain, or someone's are behind the curtain. And this time together, Mystic Moon listeners, we're going to find out something important. We're going to find out what has been happening. And we're not going to wait for NASA, the European Union Space Center, the Japanese Space Center, and so forth, to tell us what is what, because they're not going to. They don't want to alarm you. Well, we all heard of 3IATLAS, right? 3IATLAS. It's this so-called comet with about 14, 15 different anomalies, things that comets don't usually do. Their makeup that we were able to sense with infrared cameras, telescopes, its posture, its course, it never disintegrated. And all of a sudden, it just disappeared, because we have war in Venezuela, we have Cuba, we want to bomb. United States, I'm coming from an American government's perspective. We want to buy Greenland, we'll take Greenland, we'll take. Now, who's taking from us? Huh? It sounds almost like a bunch of gangsters, doesn't it? Pirates, gangsters? Or, again, think about the pressure that something is going on. Something. Well, 3IATLAS is no comet. It's proved it. This past week, it's done things, even though they don't talk about it, because they're too afraid. Right now, our planet is under red alert. You got that? Red alert. We're in a very high state of alarm on the top levels, which is making us generate, with the civil war in the United States, with the militarization. There's a reason behind that militarization. It's camouflage, weapons, machine guns, and so many things. Immigrants. They're never going to deport all the immigrants. If you have 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 immigrants, let's say 80,000, not 80,000, 80 million, millions, excuse me, millions of immigrants. And do you realize the financial tab of a country that's falling apart financially, such as ours? They're never going to deport them. They can't afford it. So did we steal the Venezuelan oil so we could fuel the airplanes? I doubt it. I doubt it. That's too. It's just. It was an excuse to divert your attention from the 3IATLAS. All these things: drugs, immigrants, wars, bombings, special, because there's a big, huge planetary crisis going on. Now, 3IATLAS this past week has gone through this past 7 days, an amazing transformation. Amazing. Now, we all know that interstellar, this is they call it 3IATLAS basically because it's the third interstellar object, let's just say object, we can say that word object, on some sort of path. And the whole kinky thing about these interstellar vehicles, things, is that in 1977, we got our first galaxy transmission, right? Our first public galaxy transmission. And a coincidence, all these three interstellar vehicles came from the same direction in the cosmos as this transmission. In fact, they have yet to really say what it was. But they came from the same location. So that should already make a spine, you tinkle down your spine. A tinkle down your spine. It's certainly makes the hair on my neck kind of rise up. And I don't have long hair, so it's close to the skin. But all right, so you understand it's the third interstellar craft. Well, a week ago, now we've seen 3IATLAS, which the 19th of December, when it came the closest to the Earth, about 150,000 miles away. That's when Trump did this Medora thing, right? And they also used one of their little advanced, refitted alien defying the Earth's physics craft in this endeavor, and in which Trump did brag that we did use something of that undisclosed nature as well. Because, one thing about President Trump, he really likes to get those little guess what? He just can't stop bragging. That's just him. But anyway, we're not going to get into his personality. It's not the point. The point of the matter is, we've seen 3IATLAS with all those peculiar things happening. We don't have to go into that right now. But all of a sudden, a week ago, 3IATLAS all of a sudden stopped. It just was zipping along and it stopped. Now, when it stopped, it didn't disintegrate. Oh no, it did not disintegrate. It started going through a transformation. And lo and behold, guess what happened? You know that burly-looking rock that looks like it came out of some ocean creek? And I have to say ocean because it's the size of Manhattan. Well, guess what? It crystallized. It shed its rocky exterior. It shed its rocks, that rocky look, that asteroid, that Kuiper Belt, traveler look. It cast it aside, and it became on its own, no help. It transformed into a sphere, of which it lost its rugged rock-like outside and became, there's two stories about this too. It became smooth. It became a huge crystal. It became hardened. It became diamond-like. All of a sudden, there was no ice, no dust, no nothing. And it stopped. It became a perfect ball. A perfect ball. Huge, huge, huge. A perfect ball. And then, guess what? It started humming. Humming. It started pulsating. That's a human. It started humming. And this sign was picked up by many, 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 many other observatories. We weren't the only ones to hear it, but, and it's like, what? And then around the equator of this perfect ball, a line appeared. A line appeared. Now they have telescopes and, space probes all over the place. So it wasn't as though you could, like, even if we can't see it from where we are, probes in other parts of space have picked this up. So this is not. And everyone in the physics community is going bonkers as to find out why. This is totally shot off the idea that this was a comet. Gotcha? Now, we got this ball, right? Now, all of a sudden, around the center of the equator of this ball, the middle portion, a line appears, a brighter line than the rest of the mass, the crystallized mass, right? So we have this ball, right? Ball. And then we have this line around the center. Well, guess what happened? Kitchen? It's a few days later, after we have the humming, we have the line, then it goes. Guess what it goes? It goes around. This line peels off, and it goes around the planet Earth. It goes around the planet Earth. You got it? Okay, we have the 3IATLAS comet with its, thing in the front, its tail in the front. It stops. No noise. It stops. Doesn't explode. And it just reconfigurates itself, right? Solid, huge ball, of which it has a line in the middle, of which that line comes out. And this line comes out and goes around our Earth. You got it? It still gets even more interesting. It gets even more interesting. You have 40 billion ton ball. Gotcha? Made up of like carbon and silicon, the outside protection. But this line that's coming out is acting in a strange, it's a ball of carbon and silicon, right? Not ice and dirt. No. And it changes colors. It turns into a bright crystal. It's pulsating. You got that hum, pulsating. And all this is happening in a mere 18 or 20 hours. And then it's redirecting electromagnetic energies, outside energies. This change. And then it's giving off radioactive, pulse energy. And the point is, this hum, it's going according to our harmonic scale, right? It's giving off a sound. Now, if that isn't weird, and nobody said, now what do you think the leaders that are, or whoever's behind the leaders, thinks about this? It's like, this is utter chaos. This is not a wet dream. This is a nightmare. This is like zombies coming down, Tokyo or down New York City or LA or Madrid. This is heavy. This is The Walking Dead, right? This is up there on the scale of 1 to 10. This is a 12. This is countless. You can't even put a number. Now, what is this thing that was up in the air, zipping, that everybody said, oh, it's a comet, it's a comet, it's a comet. Well, it's not a comet. No comet has ever stopped in the middle of space and reconfigured itself, and became a whole different image. It became a round ball of crystal energy. And then it started like unraveling like a yarn, but the yarn coming from the center, of which it encapitalized, or what's that word? It covered, it trapped, it made a cage. Electromagnetic cage around us, Earthlings. Encapsulate. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sometimes when you get caught up and you think about the entirety, the hugeness of this, and the way everyone's silent, and they could just think about, putting stories. In the United States, we're maiming, killing. How dare you? We have this martial law. We have all this heavy duty trauma going on, so we won't pay attention to 3IATLAS. In other countries, they have the same thing going on because we've been told to keep either the aliens of three who are behind 3IATLAS, or the beings behind 3IATLAS, because this is not from Earth. This is not from Earth. They have, they've been told to certain people that they need our fear. They need our chaos. They need this. Or maybe the Earth leaders need to get chaos to get the people like all revved up. I'd say in the United States, disclosure was coming. Well, they have no choice. That's why they're ramping up things. Everything is going, all the movies are dystopic. Floods, meteorites, everything you can think of a disaster is happening on these entertainment. We call it entertainment. It makes seeing kittens and puppies and bugs, ants, ant colony activity desirable. As that change of pace. But you can see what's happening. They're not going to give you a moment. Because this mass of 3IATLAS beings, they have something in mind for us. And together, we are going to figure out. Now, there's more to this story, believe me. There's more to it. They have surrounded us with an electromagnetic plasma card, seal, cage. We can't. Now it is not right over our atmosphere. But it is completely around, circling us. And now wait a minute. There's to it. Guess what? Okay, they surrounded us, right? They surrounded us. We are surrounded. We are captive. Now, I don't know if we're on the menu. Are they going to eat us? Or are they going to fry us? Or they're just going to do something. They're going to do something. Or are they holding us hostage? Are they holding us hostage? And what do they want? We're already now on the farm, all of us, even the ones that are going around with the limos and the big mouths and this and that. I got money and you don't. And the ones that don't have money, it doesn't matter, because we're all in the cage. We're all in the cage. Some of us may have a fluffy pillow. Some of us may have unfluffy pillow. But we're all in this cage right now. And what are these aliens going to do for us? how do they view us? They certainly, I mean, we already know there's 40 planets in this Milky Way, at least 40 planets in this Milky Way galaxy, and they go, oh, you're full of beans. No, they're never going to tell you, get it through your heads right now, they're never going to tell you exactly what's what, because they can't trust you to be cool. They can't trust you because they lose their power. They can't trust you because why should the aliens speak to them and not to you or me or someone else? These are all these things, these reasons. It's all ego and it's fear. It's all fear and ego, which fear is essentially ego. Poor me, poor little me, or poor rich me, or, oh my God, I got to have somebody to act as my shield. Get them before you get me. Oh, I mean, it's neurotic. It's neurotic, which is why we are in a state of war. Now, the thing to do now, will these people, in their clamor for scaredy cat or like not dealing and not trusting and not growing, because as we all know, there's more to us in the 3D world. Sleep, eat, defecate. There's more than that. There's much more. And some people, that's all they aspire is to the 3D world. I'm, from here, and I do this, and I do that, and blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm diminishing your activities for the purpose of getting to the main reason we need our psychic communion. I need you out there to really think about the enormity of what's happening. But, so we have this machine, for lack of a better word, that's unknown. I mean, they're on like, 5, I can't even put a number to it. They're 5 times, we're like planet 0, and they're like they're on the 2 to 5 level, these beings, right? We are like snorkel. We're like cockroaches. We're bugs. I mean, stupid. Maybe they could be insect race. I don't know. You don't know. But the point is right now is to elevate ourselves, and let's find out just what. Because we're never going to be told. Accept it. Accept the fact that they're going to harm us. Now, maybe they're not going to harm us. I don't expect them to come up with benevolence, as we're so mean to each other. We kill each other. We scoff. We scorn each other. We hate each other for the stupidest reasons. So, I mean, we're a nasty group of humans. We're a nasty group. Because we have been trained to be nasty. Anyway, the point is that this 3IATLAS machine, I'll call it a machine right now, is humming harmonic scales. Harmonic scales to us. At the same time, you got the idea. They got this ring around us, electromagnetic plasma type of thing. And then, right at the North Pole, not the mysterious continent of Antarctica, the South Pole, the North Pole, they have this device, a beam. And guess where this beam is going? Before I get to where the beam, they have a beam coming down from their unraveling crystal thing. And it's sucking up us. It's sucking into the core of our Earth. Now, the core of our Earth is nickel and iron, high grade, very high grade. They're sucking it up and using it as fuel to keep this prison that they put us into, this prison, into, thank you for the likes, into their fuel system. Gotcha? I know. They're using some sort of magnetic, solar, plasma type device to do that's the level that they're at. And we're there, burning chopsticks and talking about data centers and tracking and this and that. And we're like really being like, we have our heads in our hindquarters, right? And we're told to stick it in there and like, act like idiots, right? Act like idiots instead of taking our place in the cosmos, because these cosmic visitors have reached out to us. And they've been coming on to us for a long time, because even when the first one was Oumuamua, right? Oumuamua was the first probe, and it came back twice. But yet we went, we just didn't say anything about it, because they've been talking to us for a while. What's 77, 87, 97, 07, 7, that's 50. Yeah, they've been talking to us for a long time. And still, of course, our time is our time. Their time is not our time. Because, we are in these earth animal bodies right now. So we have a different type of time. Anyway, the point of the matter is, they've been trying to get through to us. And what do? Keep acting stupider and stupider and stupider. I wanna. That's the American way. Sure, it's the Chinese way, the Russian way. And we're not being on the human way of realizing our position and talking about our fellow humans in derogatory, non-human manner, of which they're looking at us as we don't even care about each other, which is true. Now, right now, they're pulsating their harmonic. Oh, okay. So they're sucking up. They got this pole. Get the visuals. They got this round guardrail, this round steel cage. Let's just call it steel cage around us, right? And then right at the North Pole, they have a hexagon-shaped opening at Antarctica that they're sucking down to the core of our planet and sipping away our energy. Us. Okay? The picture. Now, when they put this harmonic signal, they're also turning on, guess where it's going? Guess where that harmonics? They got three hits. Okay, and you got the straw sucking the stuff out of the corner out of the core of the earth, right? You got that. And we're surrounded in a prison right now. You got that. 3IATLAS is doing it. The aliens, or the non-human species, is doing this. Got that? Now the three beamed up this signal of this harmonic vibration sounds to three places, and it's not on Earth, on the ground. No, it's in the oceans. 3 places in the oceans they have hit and like magnetized and awakening. They're communicating, and the 3 places in the ocean that these 3IATLAS beings have responded. They have a communication going on. They have a communication right now. Red alert is they're trying to figure out what are they saying to one another. That's why everybody's so agitated. Don't let the people have a moment, because we are losing the control, which has been around for right now since my lifetime. It's been around for, I guess, like a few hundred years. Not that I'm a few hundred years, but the control. And it's graduated, and it's all, global control. But this is beyond global control. And they know at the very, very, very inner part of this control system, they know exactly what's happening. But they're not telling, because again, you tell about something so obvious, you lose the mystery. You lose the button of control, right? You lose it. So here we have this so-called comet that's like rearranged itself, imprisoning us in a trap, and sending out harmonic tunes to 3 bases in the oceans, deep in the oceans. Now this makes Aquaman's come alive. Aquaman, thank you for the likes. You got that? Now this is just, I want you to understand, to feel what we are now being groomed for. Now, we are already in a prison. Schulman scale is what? 7 point. It's 7 point something, 43 hertz. Now that is the harmonic vibration of the planet Earth. Now the Earth is alive. You understand it's alive. And we are almost like fleas, especially to these aliens, fleas on a dog. I mean, what's more important, right? But they're sucking our energy away from our core. They're not taking off the land or, the things, no. At the same time, keep in mind that we have been terraforming, especially in the United States. Our air is full of heavy metals. Our water is full of the same stuff. The food, the birds and the bees with the 5G, the 6G ionic radiation, they've reduced itself tremendously. I used to live next to a river. Oh, there were like, hundreds, like 400 or 500 birds on a daily basis that would come and like in the trees and sit on the island and stuff like that. And then as we put more 5G towers, ghost town, the trees dried up, the leaves fell off, and most of the birds, except maybe like 2 species, split. They left, died off or something. Slow death. And of course, everybody's saying there's no more bugs around, no mosquitoes. Of course, it just goes endless. How we've been terraforming the planet. For what? And for whom? For whom? It's not to make, keep in mind, we're not getting vitamin D and vitamin E coming in like saying, oh, you look so good. Take this in your air. No. We're getting heavy metals, aluminum, strontium, cesium, so forth and so on. It's bad. But anyway, so we got this. They're communicating. 3IATLAS is communicating with their underwater ocean bases. That's what's happening right now. Right this, and this is all this week. This is why we have red alert. This is why we're in a panic. This is why we have Trump going around, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Then we have bright violet light, antimatter, annihilation, communication between type 2 civilization or type 5 civilization to us, a type 0 civilization. And they have created the device that we've been calling 3IATLAS is a gravitational wave frequency wave engine. And they're using Earth as their electric system. 200 million kilomiles away, or whatever they call it. It's like 200 million kilomiles, whatever they call it, away. And they're using us as the electricity power plant, our planet. Can you get that? Now, Space Force is flipping. Everybody who has anything to do with this is all happening in the past week, which is why we have, I'm going to bomb this place. I'm going to get this place. The leaders are flipping out. Now we know that with 3IATLAS, we've been told it's not a rock. We know it's not a rock. Now that's apparent. It's not a rock. It's not ice and dust. They have a cage around us. We're trapped. We are trapped. And this whole, the irony of the whole thing, how this is so thought out. In this cage we're in, it's separated into 360 pieces of equal mass. It's a deployment. And they're exactly 50 or 40 meters apart. 360 pieces of this cage. It's like a string of pearls, but it's not pearls. A string of some strange power system all around the earth. 360, 40 meters apart. And they're orbiting around. And they're using our country, our world, our earth as fuel. Now, there's 3 reasons for this. 3 reasons. And that's where we're going to I need your help. We need to get together on this. What is their plan for us? And you get the picture. You've gotten it, right? Are they using us as, there's 3 reasons. They want to shield us because we're so effing crazy, so nuts, that they can't have us come out. They have to put a halt to what we're doing. Okay, that's one thing. That's one thing. Or they just want to, they're isolated. We're isolated now. We're really officially isolated from the rest of the universe. Now, they're using us as a particle accelerator. And the fact that but the point is this, the fact that they're draining our Earth's core, they're sending a signal, right? Now, first of all, they have 3 bases in the ocean, deep in the ocean. And they're communicating with this machine, 3IATLAS, with these aliens. And they're sending a signal if they get all the, the fuel and the juice from our core. They're sending it to they're using us as an antenna, as the battery. We are the battery right now for them. Now, calling others, come and get us. Now, you get the picture. This is why everything is so nuts. So the immigration, the drugs, the beating up, the killings, the power structures, the obscenities, the so-called saying Tories and Labor and Democrats and Republicans and theologies and kings, queens, princes. It's all irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. No, here we go back again. What are we going to do? What is this whole procedure? Are we prey? Are we food? I mean, prey, P-R-E-Y, like food. Like a lion gets a gazelle. A hunter goes out with a shotgun and kills the lion. Huh? Food chain, hire something out to come and assassinate us? Is something coming to have like human eyeballs or human brains? Or does something want to separate the wheat from the chaff, the shits from the lilies? Are they going to obliterate us? Because they think that we cannot get there? We can't take a reasonable place in the cosmos? We're being asked. They're looking at us critically. We're under the radar. So we have to really firm up now and be prepared and first of all be calm. Because we just went through all these things that are happening. We're in a state of anticipation, not state of fear. We are in a state of something is coming. And the people, we have to keep in mind that the people that are running the show, let's call it the shit show, they don't want to lose their structure, their hierarchy. Remember this, the upside down pyramid thing. That's one of the many groups that are running the shit show around here, the whole global thing. And we have right now, we got to have data centers. We got to have surveillance. We got to have everybody, we have to have all these. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And we have to give you non-creative machines, like robots, software, to keep you occupied, of which we want to keep you on. Now, AI is only good for one thing. Data, it's an arithmetic, it's mathematical, it's not creative. But however, that's why it's so unsatisfying. But however, if we awaken ourselves to what's really happening. I mean, come on. Think of it. We're in a cage. We're surrounded by alien technology. Okay? And you can think, oh, wow, man, this is a real buzzy story. But this is real. But of course, you can make your own reality. because that's what you have, free will. However, do you really have free will? And it is you who is speaking. We do know one thing. 3IATLAS was no comet. 3IATLAS was no rock. Was no ice cube, dust bomb. No, it was no meteorite. Oh no. It was a very intelligent machine designed by someone who is not finished with us by a long shot. Now, gives me, as I said, this is it. Now, we're here, okay? And our corporations, which are, they have the most money, the leaders, the CEOs, the owners of these different things. They're just things, toys. Their acquisition of how much gold, how much boats, how much mansions. These are all little trinkets, little toys, little glass pieces. How much value do they have, right? Like we all can feel love. We all can feel hate. We all can feel fear. So, feelings, human feelings, that's the beauty of being human. We have feelings, of which we do our best to make others, some places of the world, feel like crap. However, we do know that that's the unique part. Not every species, we can interpret things. We have limited eyesight, and we're blind. However, we're not blind if we just can feel and use that as our sensory gifts. There's a lot to us being human. A lot. And that is our potential. And others in the universe have gotten weary of the stupidness. We're de-evolving. So many mysteries. And what do we teach? Play with your dinky. Ask stupid questions. Sweat. Repeat the cycle over and over and over, generation after generation. But now we have no choice. We feel they have lost their patience. Let's see. The first thing we get is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. They have lost their patience, and they are. This could be the 3IATLAS, Type 2, Advanced Society, Type 2, Type 5, a higher intellect, a higher group of beings are onto us. And are they going to train us to behave? Or are they just going spoiled, rotten fruit? The Wheel of Fortune. So we have the wheel. Maybe the choice. Maybe the whole thing, all religions, you have the choice to be a higher or lower, be full of grace or full of shit. It goes negative or positive, higher frequency, higher frequency or lower frequencies. It's all the same. Ten of Swords. That's kind of judgmental, isn't it? Wow, look at this. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. And we have Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords. Okay. It smells, doesn't it? Because you would think if they were going to be happiness, they would say, hey guys, hey humans, earth animals, creatures, whatever, bugs, whatever you want to call us. We're from Xenoropterus, whatever section, any type of name. But yeah, they're quiet. Or at least they're not. Of course, they are sending harmonic signals to us. Music. But they're trying to reach us, not just the captive forts that take all the information and they don't squire it down, they keep it to themselves. What's happening is too big for a few little clubs who say we rule the world. No. We can't let a few unimaginatives, uncreatives, acquirers to have it all. And then here, what do we have here? The Knight of Swords, communication. Communication big time. Look at this. This almost seems like we are being reined in by this higher advanced society, civilization. Or maybe it's a collective. It could be a collective. It could be a collective that they got sick and tired of us shooting poisons into the atmosphere, stratosphere, ionosphere, into space with our little nuclear weapons, the filth, the noise, the clamor, the vibration. And they say you'll never get it together because you're still trying to obliterate each other instead of joining the galactic cosmic selves that we all are part of the same. So much division among certain people, and certain people won't even believe that they are been kept from the greater knowledge of what this earth is all about. And we have the hangman. It's almost as though this intelligence is giving us a time to pull it together. Now, not to acquire more weapons. And we're dealing with high beam weapons too. We're not dealing with the little penis-shaped subs and bombs and things like that. Oh, no. We're not dealing with those little phallic things that are messy and they do kill. We're talking about those direct energy weapons because that's the scale and beyond. High frequencies, which the frequencies is the key to our own personal upscale development step, next phase. Frequencies, your frequency, my frequency, our frequency. We have to raise it up. No matter what crap, what obliteration comes our way. Because we are not the only life forms. And we've had a rich, beautiful earth. And all we could think about is killing and starving and obliterating for a few trinkets, a few extra cushions on our feet to sit down in a more comfier chair at the expense of, that's the question, at the expense of whom or whom? And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have two knights, Pentacles, the earth, and the air, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Well, the fact that they're mining our core must be good for something. Are they going to suck us dry? And what can we do about it? And who's trying to be the top dog representative, of which we need someone who is smart, calm, and caring. And do we have someone who is smart, calm, and caring? Caring about all life forms. What can we do? What can we do? The thing is, we have a time on this. And they've been giving, 3IATLAS has been around since July? I think July of 2025, something like that. 6 months? 7 months? 7 months. And it's done a lot of things. Now, so we're given a time in this cage that the aliens have surrounded us by. And the fact that I do think the United States was scheduled to have a moon launch. Coincidence, isn't it? I think in a couple weeks or so. Something like that. Soon. Even though you hear too much about Oh, we're going to bomb you. We're going to kill you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to intimidate you. We're going to make you so agitated you can't even look up and notice if the sun is out or the moon is out. That's where the state in the United States is at. I mean, this country is falling apart. It's falling apart all over because whatever excuse weaker people are going to be using to control the masses, corruption, cannibalism, degradation, all these horrible murder, all these horrible things to get us agitated so we don't pay attention to what maybe the aliens are trying to communicate with us. Let's see. They are trying to communicate with us. Let's not say trying. They are communicating with us. But are you going to listen? Are you going to listen? Are you going to listen? Now they are at the North Pole in this hexagon thing, which is probably why Trump is saying we have to have the North Pole. Hello? We're trying to get the North, we must have the North Pole because he has been informed of that hexagon opening that 3IATLAS is sucking up, pulling out our core from, pulling out the iron and the nickel, because that's what we've been told that's in the core. Now, keep in mind we're in a code red. We're in code red. And this is recent. This is recent. This is recent. And we're getting a whole bunch of neutrinos are little tiny particles that basically hang out in space. But they've been coming out from the Earth. And this is highly irregular. I'm not going to get into a whole big physics thing because let's just think of you don't have to. I mean, I like physics, but just because it's so abstract and it's beautiful. And I know a lot of scientists. A lot of them are dead now. But anyway, because different reasons. But physics is abstract art. It is. It's art with matter and non-matter, light, frequency. Now, frequency is the hit word, is the big word, frequency. And what do these aliens? Are they going to? Now, we do remember, of course, the Hopi prophecy, right? That they were going to appear with all the chaos of the war, the man with the red hat, which is obviously Trump and his MAGA party, especially the red hat, no, the red cap. Now, this is all Trump's, his team of the marketing aspect of it. And there are other things too. But the Hopi legend was that in the sky would appear a whole bunch of spaceships, essentially, all over the place. And that would, as the man with the red hat, the leader with the red hat, who was in charge of a whole bunch of restyled, refurbished spacecraft, would be feeling on top of the world, having wars on the east and the west. And these outer space would come and give him, this is the law and order, be the sheriff, the big time sheriff, which is why if we can't stop it, they're not going to allow, and not because they want to help us in terms of we're going to solve cancer and we're going to make peace and stuff like that. No, but because black holes, they don't need another black hole. And maybe at the center of our Earth is probably the beginnings of a black hole, or maybe when they're taking away the substance from our planet, our core, that also increases the black hole. Who knows? We don't know. Something's going on. And that's why the state of alarm, and that's why they're having panic. Yeah. They're onto us. They can feel us. They can feel your frequency. They can feel my frequency. What we have to do is contemplate, pull ourselves together, listen to only the birds chirping, the wind blowing. We have to calm ourselves, all right? Even though there are no birds, very few birds, we have to think of life forms, the vast beauty of the earth. We have so many beautiful things here. So many beautiful things. We're only imprisoned, really imprisoned, by our own minds. Our own minds. Open up. Open up to the fact that there are lots of things on this earth that we haven't been exposed to. To know nothing is to start to know something. At least you have to be ignorant to be able to learn something. I know nothing. The first time you say I know nothing, then you know something that you know nothing, and you fill yourself up. And that's what Mystic Moons we have to do together. We are doing this, is lifting you up. Lifting. Lift. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go there. Don't be afraid if somebody says whatever negative, low energy thing they say to you. Because you know what? We're beyond all that. Some people, it's just the way some are because they express their fear in a volatile, abusive manner because they're scared. Don't be frightened. Reach out. Now, we don't expect every single non-human or even the ancients. Who knows? Because there's lots of secrets. Just like they're telling you the pyramids, well, they're not like 6,000 years old. They're not 10,000 years old. Maybe they're 40,000 plus years old. And our only history, our Mesopotamian thing, only goes back 6,000 years ago. So do you understand the shift in our background? The shift is vast. The shift. We're in a shift right now. That's why there's so much chaos. Immigrants, natives. You're not us. You dress different. You cook different. You smell different. You look different. Blah. Oh, that's not what it should be. That's not what it should be. Who knows? Genius, high frequency, talent. There's talent in many things. There's not just one way, but there is the right way of caring. There's the right way of loving. There's the right way of compassion. There's the right way of unity. Don't be afraid. Don't be there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't wet your pants. Don't like break out in a sweat. Gain control. Because things are happening. Things are happening. And you can be exploited for your fear because there's always people that are going to like try and bring you down. So they can like step on you. Because it's like they use there's lots of people that use people as ladders. Up, 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 up. Thank you for the likes. Things are we can't play those games anymore. What do they want from us? What do they want from us? Okay, let's just take a brief. What do these beings want from us? You already see that they're like ready to put a heavy hand on this thing. They're already sucking up our energy. They're using us as a battery. Got it? They're using us. It's what is that movie? The Matrix. They're using us as a battery. Okay? They obviously are superior. Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Swords. They say, oh, we don't even care about each other. So why the hell should they care about what they do to us? Us, a type 0, low-class planet, low-class animal, insane nuthouse planet. Then we have the two knights. Knights of Swords, communication. That's when they're sending that harmonic Schulman's chord back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Communication. And using us as an antenna to tell other people, these people are so damn stupid, they're not even worth reverence. They can't even enjoy the beauty of what they have. And maybe we're already colonialized. Maybe we are all colonialized by something really low energy and repulsive. It's another thing. And we have this hangman, a time card. All right. So we're having a time. We don't have much time. We're in red alert right now. We're not telling you. What do they want? Look what we get. The Tower. The Tower. They want to stop. They want you to they want an abrupt change. They want immediate change. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. If we don't change, they're giving us with their visual display and letting us see what they do. It's almost like the Gaia thing, the mother, they're mothering us almost in a way, but not discipline. I would say this Queen of Cups this is like giving us what it could be, what it could be, what it could be, what it could be. They're still debating. They're still debating what they want to do with us, how they want to separate us. High frequency, low frequency. And we have the Hermit. Maybe they says you should, the human race is so insane it should be isolated. The Hermit. Look at this. Destruction. And we have the Hermit. You see that? For the good of the cosmic unity of the universe, we must do something with Earth. That smells, doesn't it? Three of Cups. Maybe that's the consensus. What do you think? Three of Cups, the Hermit, the Cups, 2 Cups. All about feelings. Maybe they feel right now it's almost as though we don't even have a chance. Let's see. We don't change our way. If we don't change right away what we're doing, we will be faced with isolation. We will be shut off. Or it's either as though one group, I feel this change card, this abrupt thing, it means to stop. The leadership in these worlds, in these countries, are not going to stop their militaristic way. However, it's almost as though they pinpointed one country, the most aggressive country. The most aggressive country will suffer the most. And the world will be happy that the most aggressive country experiences a downfall. Doom. And one country is going to be isolated, as an example. The most aggressive. And then we'll be able to be a more harmonic place. Do you hear that? That's what I see. That's the message right now. That's the message right now. One country we use it as an example. It's almost like Icarus trying to fly high to the sun, burned his wax wings, died, fell to the earth in a heap of pulse. That's what I see right now. Things could change. But there's too much panic about the power structure. There's too much panic. We're given a limit to see all these things, and yet we are still being all these things, and we're still going around with with hubris, vindictive hubris. Well, I'm going to leave this right now. Think about it. And once this is not just something that just is over. This is something that's draining our planet. There's a hole in the North Pole. And it's like a insulated metallic hydrogen type thing, substance coming in and out. And we have a very intelligent, organism, very intelligent race. Coming on the heels of us, biting our heels, ready to swap us like flies, like mosquitoes. And what do we only have a certain time. Something big is going to happen. Something is being prepped up. And they're not going to tell us about it, but it's there. If you dig enough, you could find it. Dig, but you understand the situation we're in. We'll go back to this again. Let's think about it, all right? If you have any questions, any comments, please don't hesitate. Email me, text. The details are in the description. It makes me nervous thinking about it. I gotta move fast. I want to exercise. I want to get stronger. Not that I want to fight this. No. I want to be prepared. I want you to be prepared. Thank you for the likes. If you care to show appreciation, more appreciation, Mystic Moons is here. We have to contemplate what are you going to do with your energy? Are we going to join together? I think we can. We are stars, stardust. We are frequencies. We are leaders. We are groups. Think about this. The message.